This man was being hunted by a killer, and in a desperate bid to survive, he called for a ride share. When he opened the car door, he was surprised to see a young woman behind the wheel, but with the assassin closing in, he had no choice but to get in and take his chances. The girl glanced into the rearview mirror, spotted the killer's vehicle, and calmly told the man to fasten his seatbelt. He didn't take her seriously, something he would regret just 1 second later. All of a sudden, the girl slammed the car into reverse, leaving the assassin momentarily stunned. Then with a sharp spin of the wheel, she whipped the car around and sped off. The man in the back, now panicking, quickly buckled his seatbelt. The killer gave chase, but the girl stayed completely calm. After exiting a tunnel, she pulled off a flawless drift in reverse direction. Again, the man couldn't help but praise her skills, but even that didn't shake off the assassin. When the killer shouted insults at them, the girl responded with a tight turn. That sent a clear message. She darted into a narrow alley, launched the car into the air over a dip, then spun the wheel hard and slid perfectly into an open parking spot. Sure enough, the assassin's car sped past without noticing them. They thought they were safe, until they pulled back onto the road, and ran headfirst into another one of the assassin's vehicles. Without hesitation, the girl yanked the handbrake, and performed another precision drift, dodging the other car by barely half a millimeter. Realizing there was no easy escape, the girl turned into a side path. One of the killers stepped out of his car, confused and searching for her, but she had quietly let the car roll backward, in neutral, creeping up behind him. Just as she was about to get away, another killer's vehicle spotted them. She had no choice but to veer onto another road, but there were too many enemy cars. Thinking fast, she rammed into a roadside scaffolding, which collapsed and buried the vehicles behind them. The girl hit the gas. The man in the back screamed in panic. As she squeezed the car into a tight alleyway, the killers weren't so lucky. Their cars jammed up at the entrance, unable to follow. Up ahead, the railway crossing gate came down. The girl slammed the brakes just in time to stop, but as the killers closed in, she suddenly gunned the engine and began racing the train. At the next crossing, she caught up and with a perfect drift, shot across the tracks. Just before the train could hit them, they had finally shaken off every pursuer. The man arrived at his destination right on time. Not only did he pay the fare, but he even offered the girl a job. She simply smiled, returned his money along with his business card, then pulled her cap down and disappeared into the crowd. But what she didn't know was that her next passenger would nearly cost her life.